Welcome to Watch What Crappens. To get our videos as soon as they're released instead of waiting for a week, head over to our Patreon. That's also where you'll find our bonus episodes and our Discord community. We love you guys.
Hello and welcome to Watch What Crappens, a podcast about all that crap on Bravo that we love to talk about. I'm Ben Mandelker, and joining me today is the glorious and handsome and all-around good guy, Ronnie Karam. Hi, Ronnie. How are you?
Yo. Hi.
I just want you to know, Ronnie, I will never round up everyone to chase you off of this show. No
That's
matter
so
what
sweet.
happens. Yes. You get to stay. I will continue to shoot with you.
Thank you, my spicy little Asian.
Thank you. We are talking about Real Housewives of Orange County. The internet is losing its shit. They've gone crazy. There's a lot to talk about. We're going to get into all of it. Just a reminder, we've got Crappy Hour on Monday. Come join us for that. In case you haven't seen the latest, we are kind of doing this thing where we alternate one Monday Crappy Hour, one Monday Amazon Live, and it's really fun. So Crappy Hour is at 5:30 Eastern. I'm sorry, Pacific, 8:30 Eastern. And then, of course, join us on Patreon. Get access to our bonus episodes. We had so much fun doing a trailer trash of the Potomac trailer. I think was that like over an hour, Ronnie? I think it was like an hour and 10 minutes.
Yeah,
that we dissected that.
It was long.
A 2-minute trailer. We spent an hour and 10 minutes talking about it and dissecting it. So definitely go check that out on Patreon. And you also get access to our videos with Crappens on Demand. Hello, everyone out there. And if you don't want to watch our videos on Patreon, after a week or so, they go onto YouTube. But you probably want to watch them fresh. So they're right there. Patreon. That's the news. And now we are going to talk about Orange County. And I've got to say, Ronnie, people are mad at this season as these dumb hookers' fault. Okay, everyone's saying this season's so toxic. We're getting an audience reaction like we got for New Jersey. And first of all, I want to say, audience, be careful, because I know we're all annoyed at this Katie situation, but like overall, I actually think that Orange County is in a really good place. I think it's like a really good cast, and like let's not spook Bravo into doing too many things. However, if this is a quote unquote toxic situation that Bravo's like, we gotta like shuffle some people out, I think, is this finally going to be the thing that gets us, Gina and Emily, out the door? Because I think they'll never go. They're not going to go.
They're not going to go. Because, no, they're going to keep them.
Yeah. I think that if heads roll because of this season, if like the perception is that things are too toxic and Bravo feels like they've got to make some wholesale changes, I think they did it to themselves. They did it to themselves. It's one thing, okay, Katie's a liar. Katie obviously lied, okay? But the fact that they're crucifying her for it and they won't even shoot with her to the point where she has to leave the show, and then that's the toxicity right there, and you guys are going to do it to yourselves. You're trying to shoot Katie off, and now some of you guys may lose your jobs as a result of it. Congratulations, you idiots.
Well, they're all lying. Gretchen lies in this episode. I mean, Katie's lies aren't worse than theirs, and I believe Katie when she said that Gretchen and Slade said that. So, I mean, I don't know. You know, there's so many lies in it, it's really hard to keep them all straight. There was literally a point last night where I just grabbed my head and said, what are we even talking about at this point? It's like, she said this, and you said this, and 12 years ago you said this, but then they're showing a timestamp of 12 years ago, but then it's 13 years ago. And Tamara's like, but remember when I sat down with Slade and I apologized? And I was like, yeah, but that was a year before this other clip where you were saying mean things. I mean, it's just my timeline. I'm exploding. My head is exploding. It's too much. It's too much. But I'm enjoying it.
Is too much.
Still enjoying it. You know what? I got to say.
Yeah.
Also, I have to ask you a question that has nothing to do with Orange County. I'm sorry, everybody, to derail the recap so quick.
Go ahead.
Should I befriend the baby bobcat that's living outside? Because I really want to be friends. I want to be friends with this so bad.
A baby bobcat is living outside?
There's a bobcat kitten. Is that what you call them? Kittens?
Where?
I saw it yesterday for the first time. I was playing piano in the window, and there was a little baby. Well, I thought it was, I thought it was a lion. It looks like a lion. It's like a little baby, and it has spots on it. It's like obviously a wild cat.
Pictures of it.
I tried to, but it got away. I was so shocked to see it. Well, first I thought it was a mountain lion, but those don't have spots. So the only other option is bobcats. And I didn't even know we had bobcats here until we went to Anne Margaret's house, and she had a sign that says bobcat crossing. And I was like, we have bobcats? And so I looked up, do bobcats have spots? And they do. And they live in the hills. So I have a baby bobcat. But then that means there's other babies and possibly a mom protecting the baby.
And it's just not a kitten.
No, it's not a cat. It's like a wildcat.
I would not personally, I would not befriend it, because if there is a mama may come calling. And I think we don't go near that. Also, I think it's a wild animal. So I don't think you should befriend it.
But it's so
Let
cute.
nature take its course. Well, get a kitten then. I just don't.
Those are in my house. I want this one outside the house. I want to be like Monique from Real
enjoy it
Housewives
from
of
outside.
Potomac. Have you seen Monique from Real Housewives of Potomac? She's been walking around with these little baby hummingbirds that keep coming to her and coming right to her hands and stuff. She's like magical.
Wow, that's my dream.
I want to be like that, but with baby bobcats.
We have hummingbirds on our patio. We have a little hummingbird feeder, and I've seen people do that, and I don't know how you do that. Maybe you need to have essential oils or something. They don't come to our hands. Well, also, like, there's like a bunch of green hummingbirds, which are sweet and lovely, but then there's this one big orange one who I've named Gil, and he just comes and he always scares everyone away. He's like very territorial about the feeder, and I'm like, that's such a Gil thing. Like, he's the guy in the office who just like walks into the break room and everyone has to scatter. And so Gil ruins everything. So I think any chance I would ever have of like befriending a hummingbird, Gil ruins.
Well, but if I made friends with the bobcat could eat Gil, you see? And then you'd have hummingbirds and I'd have a killer bobcat on my side.
You're not bringing the bobcat over to our patio to kill Gil. Okay. I don't like Gil, but I will protect Gil.
I'm not protecting fucking Gil. Fuck Gil. Okay,
you should take a picture of your bobcat next time you see it. Have you seen it more than once?
I try to. No, I just saw it yesterday. It was just like like walking around the hill, and I was so shocked to see it. And of course, I was like, "Hi," I was like talking to it, and it wouldn't turn around because the window was closed. But I tried to get a picture, but I just got a picture of the bush. So anyway, the point is, we're Real Housewives of Orange County, season 19, episode 9. Which is also kind of known as befriending the bobcat, because everybody decides to be nice to Tamara again, which I don't really get. But here we go.
Here we go. So we start off and we see like the recap of all the crazy stuff from last week, and Katie being like, Kendall, I'm done. I didn't lie. I never said this. Oh, did you see the conspiracy theory from today about Katie? And
what is it?
Oh, okay. This one. Honestly, I think this is ridiculous. So Katie, the new conspiracy theory is that there's some account out there that's saying that this is somehow Sheena's fault, which is.
Oh, yes, I did see that. Yes.
This is my favorite conspiracy theory, and I think it is 100% not true.
I think it's pretty 100%. Funny though.
Because Katie is doubling down. Katie clearly told Kiki. Okay, like Kiki has said it. I believe Kiki on this. I don't think Kiki, I just don't think this is. I don't see why Kiki would cover for Sheena if she heard it from Sheena. But the theory is that Sheena and Gretchen are really, really good friends, and it was Sheena who told Kiki that Gretchen said that she was roofied. And Kiki is saying it came from Katie. I don't think Kiki has any motivation to set up Katie in that way. It's too far fetched. Okay, I am on Katie's team, but like Katie is messy. She has had a history of lying throughout the season, and she just didn't do it well. And she just I don't know. The Sheena theory, it's entertaining, but I just do not believe it at all.
Well, yeah, because even if she did tell Sheena and Sheena told whoever, she still told Kiki, right? Like, we know that she admitted that she went and hung out with Kiki and told her stuff. So I don't
but know. But the theory is that like Katie's not the one who said it. It was that maybe Kiki got I guess maybe Katie's saying like, I told her about the hospital thing, but I never said roofie, and maybe she knows one who said roofie. But either way, why are we also discrediting the messy Daily Mail reporter who got in the middle of all of this, who's somehow not in any of the online discussion, even though it was outed by Tamara.
Well, and then Tamara said the reason that she came out with it on the show was because the Kiki told the Daily Mail, and the Daily Mail told Dave Quinn, and Dave Quinn called Tamara. So that's kind of the chain that they're setting up. But at this point, like, who believes anybody on this show? I really don't. At this point, I'm just trying to calm down and enjoy the show because it's too much.
It's outrageous that this stupid like daisy chain of gossip is something that's going to get someone like kicked off the show. Like, that's what's the true outrage of it, because this is also stupid, and it's also very par for the course of like lies and rumors that go around. And like, this is going to be like, you're going to drive someone off the show because of this, when there's been like so much lying over the years. There've been so many worse offenses over the years, and this is what you're all going to rally around and say, I don't feel safe shooting this woman.
Let's concentrate on the real evil here. If we're going to go back all the 13 years to Naked Wasted, that was when they went out of their way to get Gretchen as drunk as possible, to have Ryan follow her into the room. Ryan was pouring those drinks too, and then have Ryan follow her into the bathroom and try and have sex with her, and took him a long time to take the no as well. So that's kind of the crime here. And the fact that Tamara has wormed it into her now being a hero of the season, because it's so funny how this show works. So you've got Tamara, who is the one who brought this on camera. No matter what you say about everybody else and who they told and who they gossiped with and who they did this to and who they blah, 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 it was never brought up on the show. The one who brought it to the show was Tamara. Okay.
Yes.
Tamara was the one who did it. So then it got Katie villainized, and then it got Gretchen villainized, and now it's turned around to Tamara becoming friends with Katie, who's now the most popular person on the show because of all the bullying, and now that is leaking off on Tamara. So now Tamara and Katie are looking like heroes in this whole thing, and who started this whole thing in the first place? Fucking Tamara did. Fucking Tamara did. And the way that she's wormed this around to making herself kind of a hero now in the comment sections of this show is just fucking hilarious and somewhat magical. Like, I mean,
it's because you got two dum-dums.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's because you got two dum-dums in the mix, Emily and Gina, who of like, they're on this righteous campaign, and it's blown up in their faces. Because honestly,
and Heather, although Heather's been good about not letting it blow up in her face, but Heather's way behind this too.
I think Heather's. I mean, Heather. I think Heather's just like. I don't think Heather is not like Katie since last year when Katie came for her. And, you know, Heather's like, well, you know, I don't know if Heather would have been like, I'm not going to shoot with her. But Emily and Gina are on the righteous campaign. They're the ones who seem to be on the righteous line. And Shannon, too. But Shannon's also like, that's just Shannon. No one really ever takes Shannon's righteousness seriously. But Emily and Gina, I feel like, are really aggressively against Katie, despite anytime Gina's like, I really can't for you. I was like really trying to make it happen. I was like really trying to give you a shot. It's like, no, you really weren't. You can say that you weren't. And if anything, if you have to blame one person, I really blame Emily. I think Emily has gone above and beyond. She arranged an entire polygraph party just to bust this girl. And it's, I don't know what my point was. I think I'm just ranting. I'm just going for it, you know? Emily's stupid. That's the that's the conclusion from today's episode.
Oh, gosh. Okay, so we start in Emily's living room, and they're still talking about the lie detector. This is flashbacks from last week. She's like, she failed every single question. And Bangs, the examiner Bangs, is like, yeah, your body reacts to questions in a different way when you're lying. Yeah, we get it. You're also a paid actress, and we know. Very poorly paid, I would assume, Bangs. Shut up over there. And also, you're a bad actress because no lie detector is like, that lady's lying her ass off. You are. Yeah. Shame on you. Well, I hope you are being shamed in the lie detector community that you're not even a part of, really.
I hope you go from the polygraph community to the monograph community, because it's just going to be one of you.
Listen up, Polybangs. When we hear it
I know
from
people be Polybangs. I know people would be very interested in us actually starting this recap, but guess what? I've got something else to say, which is that in the wake of all this, there was a lot of discussion about how polygraphs, like a proper polygraph, takes like 2.5 hours. And like, you're just not going to get anything realistic from like a short polygraph. I don't know how long they were up there, but it definitely looked like people were up there for 20 minutes maybe. And like, you can do a targeted polygraph that's like about a very specific narrow range of questions, but even that's going to take a while.
But even
so
with all of that, we know that it's bullshit from what we've seen on the show, without even knowing that this guy's been on a million shows, rents out his services, blah, blah, blah. Everything that is brought up later in the show by Katie. We know for a fact that it's bullshit because we saw Gretchen lie in it. And no one even cares. Like, Gretchen lied in it and she passed the test. So we know that the test is full of shit, you know? Yeah. Even disregarding everything we know about the current justice system, where these are not even admissible in a court of law because they're full of shit. And Emily, who's working for the Innocence Project, trying to get innocent people out of prison, still like sitting there, waving the flag for a polygraph is ridiculous.
Right. So, people were talking about that online, that like polygraphs are known to like really not be reliable and are often used, against people. And if you're on, and yet she's like, she should know this as someone who's an advocate for the Innocence Project. That's like a big thing that people were talking about.
Yeah. So, Tamara's like, well, and you wanted, I thought you did say that you went to the hospital, Gretchen. Maybe when we were in the car, we were driving to see crocodiles or something. I think you said that you went to the hospital or something. Don't you remember? She's like, no. And then we see the flashback where Gretchen says in the back of that car, well, the next day, yes, I did go to the hospital, trying to whisper it behind the seat. And she's like, because I was so sick. And she's like, no, I said that I was sick. I should have gone to the hospital. That's what I said. And Shannon's like, oh, well, that doesn't mean that you were roofied if you went to the hospital. I mean, I go to the hospital. I mean, that doesn't mean have I been roofied? Maybe I have been roofied. I don't know. A roofie's good.
So after we're done with like the flashbacks of what happened last week, we then land in a really exciting scene, which is Emily and Gretchen getting testosterone injections. So they're here at this at a Sandra MD, and Emily's like, this is the appointment that Shane always has on the calendar, like, don't forget your testosterone appointment, huh? Because I've been getting testosterone implants, so it's like this rice-sized thing that they stick in your butt, and like, not in your butthole, huh? Let me clarify. I'm hilarious, and it just makes a world of difference. My workouts are better, and I want to have sex with Shane. Huh?
Oh my God, what are they putting up there? Fucking Molly? What kind of drug do they need to put inside of you to want to have sex with Shane? I get the BioT, which is what they're talking about, these little testosterone pills. I just got mine last week. That's why I'm talking like this week. Hi, everybody. Welcome. Yeah. So I get those twice a year. I just got mine last week, and I can guarantee you right now, I do not want to have sex with Shane. Okay? So I don't know what kind of magic pill they're putting up her ass, but nothing is that strong.
Yeah. So then and then Gretchen is talking about how she's like, yeah, testosterone is great because all you want to do is like have sex all day long. And then she's like talking about how, we see a flashback of how she broke Slade's penis because she wanted to have sex too much. But then she also explains that there is a machine that will straighten the penis after it is bent. So like, really, it's just so many medical miracles that we learn about on this show.
I didn't even know all this stuff could happen to wieners, that you could break them.
I did know about this.
You did know about broken wieners?
My friend was dating a guy with a broken penis, and it was an issue. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I didn't know about that.
Like, you could get it like, because it could like, yeah, because it's like when stiff, it could kind of like, think about like a straw. If you like, you break a straw, or like, or like a piece of straw. Oh my God,
all the turtles have this washed up with penises sticking out all over their face. They're like, stop everywhere. Penises. Stop penises. They're killing the turtles. You don't make me think about straws. I'm still upset.
Yeah. So, but you can fix it. And that's great to know. So Slade is back up and running.
How can you fix a broken wiener, but I've had the same stock for 2 months and had surgery on it? I mean, the world is just not fair, really. I'm going to go get a penis put in my eye. I'm just going to have a penis sticking out of my eye.
Yeah, because when it comes to men's sexual health or just health in general, there will be a priority to fund research on that. Don't you worry.
Like, who needs your eyes? Let's get his penis working, okay?
Do you know how many broken penises there probably are in Congress right now? They have fast-tracked all the research on that.
Who needs your eye? You can just feel around with your penis, okay? So yeah, we get to hear about Slade's broken wiener, and then Gretchen still is talking about his wiener. I do not want to hear about Slade or Shane and their sex. I just don't want to hear about it. So
don't need to know.
Emily's like, so after my Persian New Year party, I hope that Katie's gone. You're such a monster for making a Persian New Year party such a trash event. Shame on you, especially with your father-in-law in the hospital. And you're supposed to be celebrating Persian. Would your Persian father-in-law be happy that you're using this to ostracize my spicy Asian? How dare you?
That's right. Yeah, no, it is pretty shitty. I don't know enough about Persian New Year to know like what it symbolizes and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But like, it seems like across the board, most cultures, New Year's are like, let's celebrate coming together, moving forward, opening new chapters, yada, yada. I don't think most New Year's celebrations are like, how can we run someone off of our TV show? But that's what she used it for. Although I guess we should maybe circle back to Shah's The Sunset because they had some pretty toxic moments. Gretchen is like, yeah, as far as I'm concerned, I'm not going to be around if she's around. And Emily's like, yeah, in the end, like you and Tamara had like a long hug. So remember, which by the way, I love Gretchen. Okay. Being around Tamara, but God forbid, Katie says this thing to Kiki Monique about a passing comment about something that happened 14 years ago. You will not film whatsoever. That's where she draws the line. Come on, give me a break. Give me a break, Gretchen.
So we see a clip of this long hug. And Tamara is saying, thank you so much, Gretchen, for taking the time and going to meet with Kiki. She's like, yeah, well, I needed to because I needed to know for myself. Well, thank you for getting to the bottom of it, Gretchen. Come here, give me a hug, my little friend. I'm so glad we're friends now. I'm so sorry you was dragged into this. After I, got you wasted and had my son follow you into the bathroom, then I had tried to have sex with you and stuff for fun so you could look like the cheating slut that you are. Thank you for the vindication, Gretchen.
Well, that was like very interesting that she was like, thank you for like going and finding out the truth. And I appreciate that she's saying that. But I was also like, this wasn't even for you. This is for me.
Yeah. So right. Gretchen is saying again, something she said about 9 million times over the years. I'm cautiously optimistic that the hug was sincere and then we can maybe, I don't know. I just hope I could trust it. However. And then we're back in the waiting room and she's like, I want to ask Katie if she even feels remorse. And Emily's like, here's what we need to do. We need to do a beach party. Then we see a flashback to Jen saying, guys, thank you so much for answering my call. I just have a great idea. I want to have a party in a public place, a beach or something that I don't have to, cook or clean or cater. I don't know. I was hoping it's between a parking lot and a beach, but I don't want to have a party in the same location that my gym was located. So beach it is.
I love this innovative idea for Real Housewives of Orange County doing something on the beach. They've never really done that before. So Emily is like, can we get a handle on where her mind's at right now and put it all out there and just like try to reconcile that? Because I just would love for Tamara and Gretchen to just have a conversation, or I don't care, go in a boxing ring and beat the shit out of each other. I just feel like there's like all these grievances from 12 years ago that we keep on reliving. And can we just like hop to 2025, please? Grievances from 12 years ago. You're the one who has been rolling around in the grievances like a pig in mud. Like what was this whole Katie thing about in the first place?
You're married to your grievance from 12 years ago. Shut up.
Yeah.
So back to the waiting room. You're married to Shane, for crying out loud. So we go back to the waiting room again, and it's time to get their rice in their butts, their little rice-sized pellets. So I mean that's really it. They get their injections in their butt. So then we go
injections.
Yeah. So then we go to Oslo Coffee Company. And Jen's there, and now it's a big meeting with Katie and Jen. Dun, dun, dun. And I just want to say, all I could concentrate on was the giant muffin sitting in the middle of the table that no one was going to touch. And I just knew it was happening. And I was like, look how much that muffin has put into its look today. It looks so delicious.
Yeah.
It's been in glam for like hours. It was prepped. I mean, multiple people worked on this muffin, and these ladies are just going to treat it with total disregard.
It's almost as bad as last season when Gina And Jen had to sit down in a coffee shop, and Gina ordered the world's largest croissant and didn't even bite it. And then she stormed out without even having her croissant. I was so mad for months after that.
Disgusting behavior. It really
disgusting.
Carbs
So
don't
Katie and
deserve
Jen,
this from you people. Carbs deserve respect, you know?
They certainly do. So Katie and Jen sit down, very serious. And Jen, Katie puts down her purse, and Jen's like, "Oh, I literally thought you like walked up with like receipts or something." And Katie's like, "Oh, I have them. I have some very, very strong receipts that will fully exonerate me 100%. Just brace yourself for what I've got coming to you. Just get ready." It's like, "Okay, great. I'd love to see it." So Katie pulls out her envelope, and she's like, "Well, this is just so hard. I mean, you know, I've had so many conversations about our lives." Oh, Jen's saying that. She's saying, "We just had so many conversations about our lives, about past, about the future, about Ryan's paint splatter denim jackets. Just so many thoughts about that stuff. I just feel like, what am I missing? And then I sit here after a stupid fucking lie detector test and I'm like, did you even pass any? Like, what am I missing?" Jen asking what she's missed is hilarious because, to be fair, I think she asks that after every conversation she has with every single person she has in her entire life.
Yeah, it reminds me of that Golden Girls where Betty White said, "What I miss?" And Dorothy says, "Just the boat, dear." So Jen's like, "Yeah, Kitty's been such a loyal friend to me, you know, such a good friend. But now I look at all those conversations and I think, were those all lies too? What do you mean were they all lies? When she sat there listening to you sob about your ex or sob about your current or sob about your children, or how are those lies? Stop being a follower, Jen." So back at the Jen's having a real meltdown on social media these days. Yikes.
I heard that she's having a meltdown. What's going on with her? I haven't actually looked into it.
She is basically commenting like, "You know what? If you guys, how about instead of hating me, you just go over to Katie's page and you send her love because I'm so sick of this race crap. I can't even. This is ridiculous. This isn't even about race." She's just like, just stay off social media, Jen. You're making this worse for yourself. Okay.
No.
Coming
Jen.
on and being like, "I'm sick of this race crap." Not great, Jen. All right. Wow. So, which we'll go into more of that on Crappy Hour. I'll bring the videos and stuff. So, Katie's like, "Do you want to see something? I have it in a manila envelope." And she's like, "Oh no, I don't eat anything with vanilla in it, including that muffin. Please do not make me read the muffin." She's like, No, it's manila. It's kind of an envelope. So, did you know that the guy they hired is a paid actor? And she pulls out a piece of paper and she's like, "This is Wendy, who works for him. This is all on his website, by the way. He tells you all these different things that you can book him for, and some he can do simple acting. What do you think about that?" Well, Heather Dubrow does very simple acting, and she's had a job here for years. I don't know if we're allowed to hold that against people.
What is simple acting? It's just like, is that basically like you go on to TV and then they give you lines of what you're supposed to say to the people, and then I don't know what simple acting is. I can do simple acting. It just
means like I can do lie detectors, or I can act like I'm doing lie detectors, whatever you need me to do.
He's like, "I cannot do Chekhov, but if you need me to read some lines from, like Empty Nest, I can do that."
He's like, "Yeah, I'll give you a couple of lines from Different Strokes, but nothing from like Sam." Why can't I think of his name?
If you need me to, Sam, I know you're talking about Shepard. If you need me,
Sam Shepard.
He's like, if you need me, he's like, if you need me to be in your infomercial audience and reacting to a product, I can do that. If you need me to do Tennessee Williams, I cannot do that.
He's like, "Do you want me to pretend I'm driving a car? Great. Sit me in a fake car and I'll drive it. Do you want me to improvise driving a car? That is much more difficult." I don't do that. It's difficult acting. Do not do my own stunts. Do not do my own stunts. So
I like the idea that, like, the implication that, like, maybe he's been accidentally called in to an audition for like Fences, and he's like, "Unfortunately, I can be in an infomercial about Fences, but I can't be in Fences."
Yeah, I need simpler acting. Yeah, I'm from the school.
Like someone saw him and was like, "Get this guy in. We need him in our place." Like, I'm sorry, I'm just not qualified for your production.
Very difficult acting. They're like, "Sir, will you be an extra in Avatar?" He's like, "That is a lot of makeup. That is difficult acting. Okay, I need simple
That's
acting."
crossing a line. It's crossing. I have to speak with my union representative. I'm in SAG, which is simple SAG. I'm in simple SAG-AFTRA. This may violate our union's rules.
So Katie tells her, yeah, this guy's an actor and he can do simple acting. And Jen goes, okay, you know what? This is fucked up. Okay, is it fucked up that she's telling you this, or is it fucked up that they just hired an actor to do the part? Like, what are you mad about? Do you even know what you're mad about, Jen? Jen just came in here ready to be pissed.
She was about to offer him a role in an Edward Albee play. This is fucked up. I didn't know he was a simple actor. I thought he was a regular actor. This is really fucked up.
Well, I think I was set up by Gina and Emily. Did you notice every single question was a setup? And she goes, no. I mean, every question was a question to see if you were lying, you know. I think that's the point.
Never ask Jen if she noticed something, okay? Don't ask Jen that question. There's only one answer to it. No, I didn't notice that. So, yeah, we see that they are all, I mean, all the questions are, we see this flashback of Emily saying, everyone ask a question that you want to know about each woman. And what we're going to do is take a lie detector test and nobody has to do this if they don't want to. So, Jen's like, well, I mean, I can't take this evidence back to the women. They're going to think it's preposterous. Katie's like, well, if you don't believe me, that's okay. And to be fair, I just don't think this is strong enough. This is to say, it's too conspiratorial to say these are actors and Emily paid them to recite these lines. It's just not going to, even if it were true, it's not going to convince these dum-dums.
Yeah, I mean, it looked like a setup to me. I would just have, I mean, I say get the men involved at this point because Matt was there, Ryan was there, and Slade was there. So I say get them involved because Matt's sitting there also insisting that he heard it multiple times. And then we have all the calls from Slade. So I say it's time to just bring everybody in and get the truth out.
And note, by the way, this is jumping forward a little bit, but, people were taking screenshots of, there's a scene that we're going to get to very shortly about how Matt's reading text from Slade. And all of Slade's text messages are blurred out. So does that mean that Slade did not give Bravo the authority to show the clearance to show his texts, which
I don't know. Why would you have to give clearance if you've already given clearance that you're going to be on the show? Do they need clearance to show your text too?
I don't know, but I think that's fishy. I think that's fishy.
Yeah, that is.
I think if it would be exonerating, I think you should.
I think it's
Bravo
probably because they were
show it.
talking about production. Because Matt said in an interview that he did this week, he went on Stu's podcast, and he was saying that Slade said, "Hey, you better watch your wife because she's saying all this shit, and production is pissed. They don't want this stuff coming back up again." And that's why Gretchen and Slade are lying about it because they don't want to get in trouble with production by bringing up Naked Wasted again because they want to pretend that never happened. So that's
Slade why it would be blurred out.
Yeah. So Slade is calling him, telling him,
this goes all the way to the
production's
top.
pissed, and I've got Alex Baskin on the other line right now, and he's extremely pissed off about this. So you keep your wife in line and tell her to lie about it.
Which is exactly what we predicted was that it was not so much that Gretchen was afraid of lawsuits. It was that Gretchen was afraid of the wrath of Alex Baskin and Bravo.
Yeah.
But that would make sense. Okay, so that makes sense why it'd be blurred out because production actually does not want to show that. They don't want to break the fourth wall that much.
Well, they don't want to make themselves look terrible. So then we see, so Jen's like, well, I'm trying to believe you. I mean, I'm sitting here listening to you. And so we see flashbacks of these questions. And then Katie's like, well, Gretchen told us the story about Naked Wasted. And then she said, the next morning I went to the hospital. They did a toxicology report and they found something in my blood. She said that, and I will die on that. She goes, no, she said she felt like she needed to go to the hospital. She's like, well, that's how she's twisting it. Jen, come on. I actually believe Katie here. I believe her.
I believe Katie. I believe that this is an honest misunderstanding with Jen. I believe there is room for the idea that Jen is not remembering at all. I cannot tell you how many little gaps in stories I don't remember anymore. Okay. I would not be surprised if Jen was not fully paying attention, if Jen heard it, doesn't remember parts of it. And so her truth is that it was not said, but I don't know if that is the truth.
No,
I don't think that she's lying. You think she's covering?
Oh, I think she's straight up lying. Yeah, because I think at the dinner they said it, and then when first of all, this is kind of Katie's fault for going and running and telling a blogger. She shouldn't have done that, right? If you're at a private dinner.
Yes,
so
yes, Katie is totally culpable
I
in
think
this situation.
ultimately
100%.
Katie shouldn't have done that. But I think that because she did that, and if Gretchen and Slade, if Slade called the husband Matt and said, don't say anything about this because production is pissed, we need to toe the line and say that Gretchen never said it, then obviously they said that to Jen too, and Jen is choosing to stay with production and Gretchen because Katie never should have run to a blogger in the first place. So I think in her mind she's not doing the wrong thing because Katie never should have run and told stuff from dinner in the first place. So I think in her mind Katie's still in the wrong because she went to the blogger, so she doesn't care. She doesn't see it as this big huge lie. But yeah, I think that Gretchen and Slade said it, and I think Jen's lying because they agreed to lie, and Katie broke the pact by going to the blogger in the first place. So I think that's how she's reconciling it in her mind. She's like, she's trying to drag me into this drama. I didn't do this. She did this to herself.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Jen could be lying. I guess it's more like I could also see a world where she just doesn't remember because it's Jen. Now, I will have to say, I'm just sort of like going back a few beats because I feel like getting mad at Gina and Emily again, and I just feel like it's I've gone 5 minutes without doing it, and I need to do it again. So the sequence of events: Tamara says this thing, Gretchen denies that she ever said it. Katie denies that she ever told Kiki Monique that. So Katie does toe the line for a while. They're all towing the line. Tamara storms off, right? Storms off. And it's pretty much dead at that point, right? Like at that point, Tamara's the bad guy. The people who resurrected it, remind me if I'm wrong, because guess what? I don't remember the full timeline, which is proof that people don't remember things. But after that, it was Emily and Gina who reached out to Kiki to get to the bottom of it, right? Oh no, because Gina called the reputable journalist, right? Gina went and continued looking this up. So Gina is the one who also, I think there's blood on Gina's hands because this was done and it was dead, and Katie was being good friends, but Gina was determined to get to the bottom of this, and like to what end? The reason why is because she's vindictive.
Because Gina, Emily, and Heather hate Katie, yeah, and they want to get her off. So
exactly, and I think that's also, shitty. Actually,
I mean, yeah, it is of course shitty. But you know, Katie is still
made
lying.
It into a bigger
Katie
thing.
is still saying that she didn't tell.
Katie is still lying, but Gina is the one who actually I'm gonna just let me be mad at Gina, okay? Just let me have a workaround here. Let me have a mental workaround. Gina contributed to the escalation of this, is what I'm trying to say.
Yes,
because I personally think, really, at the end of the day, that Katie should not have said this to Kiki. But I also think that Katie, I know we talked about this last week, like what was the intentionality behind this? And maybe we should ask Kiki this. I would not be surprised if Katie brought this up because it was like, oh, well, this was the thing that happened, 14 years ago. And like, isn't this funny? Isn't this crazy? Like, why would it's shocking because Gretchen's coming on the show, and like, I mean, Tamara's been awful to Gretchen all these years. I mean, she even tried to like drug her all those years ago. It's like a tiny thing that now gets brought back with such a huge outsized level of importance. And I think that Gina contributed to that because it could have been dead, and Gina decided to keep sticking her nose in it and making it a whole thing, and then to the level where it becomes a polygraph, and now this woman's not even on the show anymore.
Yeah. So Katie's like, well, Jen, I sat there yesterday. I looked at you and you were like, don't look at me. And she goes, well, yeah, because I mean, you light fires and you just want to say Jen knows, Jen was there. And like, you want to validate through me and Katie. And I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, and it took, and she's basically saying, you can't keep dragging me into your fucking drama over and over and expecting me to fight your battles. Like, you started this shit. I'm not doing it. Like, I'm not doing it. Sorry. And so she felt like she was thrown under the bus by Katie. So then we see a flashback to the hot pot. We see all these examples of Katie doing this basically to Gina, where she's like, or to Jen, where she's like, Jen heard it. And Jen's like, oh, I'm not going to fight your fights for you. Stop dragging me into this shit.
Yeah. So Jen, Jen's like sick of all this stuff. So Jen's like, you hear things or you make things up. It doesn't validate it to be true because you throw my name into it. Stop doing that, please. And by the way, thank you so much for thinking of me in those moments. It's really an honor, but please stop doing it. So Katie is like, well, I mean, I don't know. Like, you want blood? I don't know what to give you. I'm not lying. I am definitely not lying. I'm like, I don't know, Katie. I'm on your side. Don't get me wrong. But
well, I believe her about this. I believe her about this Slade and Gretchen thing. But Jen's like, well, I'm sitting here telling you it's messy around you and you have to take accountability. And she goes, but I take accountability for when I'm wrong, but I'm not on this. I'm not guilty. And Jen just says, well, that tells me everything I need to know. Goodbye. And so she's done with her. So
yeah, I think I believe her with the Gretchen thing. I just want to clarify. It's more like Jen has lied so much in the past. It's like, it's just hard. Like she just keeps on saying I'm not lying. It's like,
Katie,
I'm sorry, Katie. You really sort of like painted
yourself. You've got the Ronnie disease. You're just going to call everybody. Just calling everybody. I'm like, Kyle is such a liar, you guys. Ronnie, that show's not even back on the air yet. Okay.
So Jen's like, I've been waiting for something to give me an answer. Like, where am I with this friendship? Like, why does this keep happening? She doesn't stand there and say, I've been fucking lying. Trust me when I tell you, I would have remembered if Tamara had drugged Gretchen and she went to the hospital. Katie lied to me the whole time. And that just doesn't work for me anymore. But like, I don't know. I don't know, Jen. I just feel like Jen is, I don't know what Jen wants.
Well, here's the thing that I think is confusing because Jen's not the brightest bulb on the tree, but we haven't caught Jen in a lie yet, right? That I've seen on the show or that I can remember on the show. I don't think anyone's really caught Jen lying.
No,
she's just
not
such
her,
a
but
dummy.
she's been around. Like Ryan is also no angel, right? Like we sense that Ryan has been up to shifty business, and I think that Jen is. I don't know. I don't know if she's always the best. Honestly, I don't even know.
Well, I guess we have seen her lie because she was having an affair with Ryan, and she said that they weren't having an affair. And Tamara's like, but they were fucking in the parking lot, and she's like, but that wasn't. I mean, we were waiting till the divorce came through. So I guess we have. But
you're having a conversation in the car.
Yeah. But I mean, things that we think are a lie. But I guess that that wouldn't be in the group. That wouldn't be group dynamic lying or whatever. That would be like private life lying. So I'm not sure if you would count that. Yeah. So anyway, they're done. And Katie's crying. Jen leaves, and Katie's like, you can go. God, the white girl names on this show. Like, seriously, I'm just getting.
I whipped myself up into such a frenzy about that Gina rant I had about 2 minutes ago that
like
I really
literally
like, I've been short circuiting ever since. Like I'm like, and then Jen said this, and I'm like, wait, what's my point? Why am I? I'm like, now I'm angry at everything for no reason. I'm like, and then Jen, she picked up her coffee, and I'm like, Jen, you don't even know how to pick up coffee. Like, wait, no.
I'm doing it too, and I don't even have rage today. It's just the utter brain melt of this show. It's like she lied about this, but she didn't lie about that. And then that girl lied about this, but she may not be lying about this. And then Gretchen probably lied about that. Slade's definitely lying, but then Gretchen might not be lying. Maybe Gretchen didn't hear, but Tamara's lying, but she's not lying about that. It's just so much trying to keep who's lying and who's not lying, and then they're bringing in shit from 13 years ago, and it's a brain melting fucking episode. So basically, Katie goes, "Okay, well, you should go," and she goes, "Okay, well, I mean, I guess keep me updated," and she goes, "I mean, whatever the fuck that means." They just,
yeah. So now Gina goes over to
at this point.
Right. So Gina goes over to Britt's house. Britt is Matt's wife or girlfriend or whatever. And they basically like fake Kelly Dodd. And Britt's like, I almost wore a jean dress today, which is exciting. And Gina's like, really? Oh my God, we would have been like 20s. Which I think that would be my nightmare in life, is to find out that I was twinning with Gina.
No,
like,
kidding.
Oh no, I've got to burn my wardrobe.
They are kind of 20s though, because did you notice the word art when they showed a close up of word art, and I was like, I guess we're at Gina's house, but it turns out it was Britt's house. Does Matt only marry people with word art? Is it Matt's fetish at the end of the day?
He's got like a Marshall's kink. Mm-hmm. Words everywhere. He actually is like very lost in the kitchen. Mm-hmm. He doesn't understand rooms, so he needs to have signs that say kitchen and things.
And
I
think this one was intense. It was like, bless this home, the home of mac and cheese, the home of children with smiles, flowers in the sunshine, toasters and toast. It's like, could you make a shorter word art? I don't have 9 hours to stand here before I walk into your home and read this. Fuck is this?
Let's like relax, Shel Silverstein. Okay. So So Brit's offers drinks and everything, like coffee and all that stuff. And so Gina's saying like,
My relationship with Brit is like amazing. Like I really feel like we parent together, and it like allows me to have like a career and chase dreams. So finally, at long last, because of Brit, I'm able to chase my dream of selling 2-bedroom houses to old people.
Finally, I'm living. Like, it's proof that we have like an amazing relationship. Let me show you some TikToks we've made. And so we see TikToks of them dragging each other across the floor. I'm not really sure what that subgenre is on TikTok, but whatever. So things that I wouldn't be able to do without 4 parents fully committed. So then Gina is talking about how things happened with Matt, guys. Matt had a heart attack. Dun, dun, dun.
dun dun dun. Pretty shocking. So he had a heart attack, and Gina is like, we see a flashback to her having drinks with Shannon and Heather, and she's like,
You guys, I went straight from New Orleans to Cabo, and then the next morning, had a heart attack.
and they're like, oh, that is so crazy. Maybe almost as crazy as Terry having a stroke and driving angrily through Beverly Hills. I guess I kind of did the spousal scary thing first, didn't I? And mine was more wealthy because mine involved a luxury car.
Heather made me laugh with almost every line she said in this episode because she's just so ridiculous. I think she's just so happy to not be in any drama. She's just like, Look at me, fun Heather, reacting to things. And she's never reacting the right way. And Gina goes, Matt had a heart attack. And Heather goes, that is so crazy. She could have just heard like, you guys, I found a half off price deal on a Birkin, Wow, crazy.
So Gina's like,
I just can't imagine, Brit. Like, if you didn't take him to the hospital, like, you saved his life, Brit. Like, if you didn't do that, like, he would be, like, literally dead right now. Brit's like, like, he would be, like, gone. Like, the guy that you live with, that you love, he'd be gone. Not even there, Brit.
I'm like, can you just, like, ease up there a little bit, Gina? Like, I think Brit understands what would have happened. She's sitting here in a puddle of tears, and Gina's like,
I mean, he would have died, he would have died, Brit.
So,
yeah, like literally, like I was thinking of Matt dying, and I was like, oh my God, like I might have to have a conversation with my kids about their dad dying, and you saved me from having to do that. Gina's selfish ass is like, thank you so much for saving me from having to have a conversation with my kids about their dad being dead. So Gina.
Brit like beast mode down to the hospital, and like they had to get like a stent in his heart because it was like 100% collapse, and it was so nice because the hospital wrote on the stent. So it was so nice. He loves a word. Now he has word out in his heart, literally, and he was having like a full-blown heart attack. And as soon as they got the stent in, like the danger wore down. It was like a good wake-up call, and he needs to be healthy.
Which was, by the way, really scary. And I was like, feeling my heart. I was like, am I safe? So then Gina is saying like,
this is where you realize what's a stand? Stand is sort of like Katie's time on the Housewives. It was a stand.
Bless this stint is what I said.
Oh, bless. I thought you said, what is a stint?
No, it's like the word art on his stint. Bless this stint. So this is like what you realize, like having like a functional family, like that comes into play. Because like if there was any bullshit between any of that, that wouldn't have been the same thing. Like this crisis was so eye-opening to me because like it could be more opposite with Trav and his ex. You know what I mean? Like if he had a heart attack, no one would take him to the hospital. You know what I mean?
So Matt walks in, and Gina's saying that this really lights a fire under her to get Travis to his divorce so she can marry him and like take care of the kids in case something were to happen to him. And then Gina's like,
Matt, I got you a gift.
He's like, really? Is this for me? He's like,
yeah, I got like I'm real sweet after like life-threatening situations. So like, look at what I got you.
So she's given him like a care package of like a Mediterranean cookbook, a Mediterranean diet cookbook, and like some aspirin. And he's like, great, thanks. Like I was hoping for a fun care package, but thanks for reminding me of the rest of my life now.
Yeah. So then Hamra, that's Heather and Tamara's couple name, Hamra. Heather and Tamara meet up at a restaurant. And they're talking about what the hell happened at the lie detector test. Tamara's like, I couldn't even sleep last night. I'm like, what the hell happened? So much happened. And you know what I was thinking? And Heather's like, well, I've really tried with Katie this year. Really, look at how good I've been to Katie. Do you remember that time I sat down with Katie to try and get information to use to hold against her later? That was just so good of me to do. I've really tried with her, but I just can't do it anymore.
I offered her a job as a housekeeper and she did not take it. So I like that Tamara said that she couldn't sleep last night because she was on a high from adrenaline, which is so Tamara to see someone like run off of a show and like she's like, best night of the year. Like that's like what she lives for, is someone like being the victim of a gang up. Like that speaks to Tamara's villainy right there. So Heather is Jen arrives and she's like, hi everyone, I brought stuff. Oh, do we need a cocktail for this? Because it's just me with my girlfriends, okay? We can get Cosmos. Okay, who here is the Carrie? Who is the Samantha? I'll be the Blanche. Like, okay, Heather. It's like, stop trying to be the fun Heather right now. Fun girlfriend Heather.
Let's order something fun. I'm going to have a Paloma. Exotic.
Oh,
fun. Fruity.
You mean like a tequila with grapefruit? No. Paloma is the name of one of my cleaners, and I was hoping to have a second one. Can we hire another Paloma for the house? No. Okay.
She actually messed up on the laundry, so I was hoping you could pick her up and blend her down so I could drink her DNA.
So they order their cocktails and everything. Well, actually, Jen asks about the strawberry margarita, and like the waitress is like, it's delicious. And Heather's like, has anyone ever asked you something and you say, don't get that? God, I'm so fun. Look at me interfacing with service workers in a pleasant way. I have grown.
If you want to see fun, Heather, let me call out a service worker for being the fake bitch that she is.
And so, so she has...
you on a polygraph test, waitress? You guys get that? Because we had a polygraph test last night for some lady, she failed it.
Come back.
Thank you so much. So I met with Katie, and right when she sat down, she was like, that whole thing was staged.
What? The polygraph was a setup? What?
Yeah, and she's being set up, and she's the one that we're all picking to do this to. Those people were not for entertainment. Trust me, if they ever tried to get onto TV land, they would not get through the front door. Those are not entertainment people.
So, the polygraph people work on TV? Well, guess what? My husband is a world-renowned TV doctor in real life. So, do you want to take pictures and put him in your file? Oh, okay. Oh. Okay, so you're saying the polygraph person is super real? Then what about you lying about paparazzi shots? Because you also said that. Or are we just going to forget all your lies, madame?
Yes, we will. Don't you understand? Okay, so the polygraph people work on TV. They can't be trusted. Well, last time I checked, I was on an episode of Malibu Country with Reba McEntire. Does that mean you can't trust me? Television's Heather Dubrow? I think not. Oh, that was good adjudication. So Tamara's like,
well, I don't know anything about that. I've never met these people before.
So Jen was saying how this whole thing was like it was like a weird interaction. And Tamara's like,
did she say I'm done? Did she quit? Did she run off? God, I wish I could have seen it. Oh my God, my heart's racing so fast right now.
I mean, personally, I wish we'd brought in a gay psychic to reveal this information, but whatever. Different roads lead to different places. Am I right, girls?
So Jen's like, yeah, I don't want to see her and talk about her the whole time. I just want to have a conversation. And I'm glad that you're here because last time she and I sat down, it's like, yeah, it didn't work out, right? It didn't work out. So then we see Jen and Tamara fighting at the restaurant and Jen being like, you're fucking sick.
How dare you call me fucking sick? I could be autistic, miss.
So back to the present. Jen's like, yeah, I guess maybe I placed more of a value on our friendship. And now I just feel embarrassed that I ever placed value on that friendship.
Yeah, don't say that. Like, we had some good times. We had really good times. Like, remember the time when I accused your husband of like having an affair? And remember the time I called the FBI on your husband? And remember the time I tried to like get everyone against you like a few different seasons in a row? And remember the time I called the private investigator on your husband? We had so many good times together, Jen.
Yeah, remember when I told everybody that your boyfriend wanted to fuck me instead? Yeah, they're so good. We've had some good times together. Come on.
Such good times. So good.
So, now Tamara's like,
Okay, well, let me just say, I admit that I fucked up. I'm so sorry, Jen. What happened? Okay, everybody listen. Play some violins or something. Tamara's about to open up. Okay. Remember what I said about Ryan? That was the real aha moment for me. It was aha. It was so aha. Hey, guys, that was so aha. That was 9 ahs out of 10 ahs in ahas. I really aha that bitch.
You know what? I started therapy, and I'm deep diving this shit. I don't even want to talk about it, but I will talk about that I'm doing it. And that little girl in me that just gets upset is the girl that fucking lashes out. I got a little girl in me. Her name is Tammy Sue. And she's got hair in the shape of a thimble, and she gets mad at people, and I'm mad now. But I'm working on it, babe. I'm working on it.
but you'll do this, and then 2 weeks later, you get backed into a corner, and you're like, what? You're like a fucking aggressor, Oh, are we gonna go backwards? I feel like this is going backwards. Rewind to that waitress lying about strawberry margaritas. Let's do that. All right, Knife and Paloma's back. Anybody?
We are going back, but I'm just saying, like, you gotta start changing the pattern because people don't it's almost like crying wolf, It's like,
Yeah, things don't go this deep when you don't really care about somebody, and I do care about you.
which is like the classic thing that like awful people on reality TV do. They're mean and mean and mean and mean and mean, and then they're like,
I only act this way because I care. Because if I didn't care, I'd just be indifferent. I care about you so much. The angrier I am at you means the more I care about you. You just make me so angry sometimes. Don't make me so angry.
Yeah, and by the way, you know who else cries wolf? Little girls. Little girls stuck inside a possum face. That's what they do. They cry wolf. They say, oh my God, there's the wolf. And sometimes there's the wolf, and you're the wolf, bitch. I'll get you, bitch.
So Jen has decided to forgive her again. Tamara, who's done all of this stuff, but can't forgive Katie for
yeah, exactly.
not
Well,
hearing
this is
something said at dinner. So
this episode is definitely the producers trying to be like, no, America, don't worry, nothing's toxic here. Look, everyone's getting along, everyone's happy, everyone's fine. We just ran Katie off the show, but it's fine. Everyone loves each other now.
yeah. So Jen's decided to support Tamara in her journey of therapy. So just thank you for going there. Thank you so much, Tamara. And they agreed to not do it anymore, and they kiss on the lips. And Tamara's like,
I love you, Jen. I love you so much. Relax, sisters. I'm so glad you're happy. Oh my God, I'm so happy now. We're such good friends now. I'm in Jen, just like sisters. Sisters separated the birds, right?
And then Heather, they're like sort of hugging or like clasping each other's like elbows. And Heather takes like a selfie with them in the background. She's like, I'm going to send this to Drake, my neighbor. But we'll save these for later to see how it ends up. So then
this is almost as believable as that strawberry margarita tasting decent.
Does anyone know where Paloma is? She's due at the house at 4 p.m. So now we go to a place called Flirtilly, because of course there's a place called Flirtilly, aka Gretchen's favorite thing to put on her wall. And Emily,
there's not a stitch of Flirtilly in this place, by the way. But
not a stitch.
This place is so tacky. And they walk in, and Emily picks up what looks like something like a booger splatted against a wall. And she goes, "Oh, this is nice." I'm like, oh God, there's no tackier show on Bravo. There really is. Like literally every place they go is so tacky on this show.
And having this on the same night as Miami, where they just keep on going to like glamorous locales, like one after the next, and then you have this show, it's really hard. And like the good news is that you leave this show and go to the world of Miami, but the bad news is that I watched the screeners in reverse order. I watched Miami first. So to go from the luxe, colorful world of Miami to now Flirtilly of like Laguna Beach, I'm like, oh, this is really hard. So Emily walks in, and then Shannon comes in, and then they like pretend to hide from each other. They're like looking at each other through like a bookcase. Like, isn't this funny? It's a bookcase, but we can see each other, but we're acting like we can't see each other. God, I love having good girlfriends, not toxic over here. So Gina's like,
Oh my God, like, what are we, like, shopping for? I mean, I can, like, always shop, okay?
and Emily's like, I don't know, fun stuff. Let's get fun stuff. That's why we're at Flirtilly, home of fun stuff. Wacky, wacky times.
Oh, well, I think I found a pillow for Emily. Look at this pillow. It says, not tonight.
I guess I'll give this to Earl, so that way he can tell me if tonight's the night that he's gonna be trying vegetables.
So Emily's like, oh yeah, I need that.
Hey, shopkeep, do you have one of these pillows that says, none of these men will be intimate with me?
Well, no, this was more fun when it was about you.
Do you have a pillow that on the front side says David, and then the back side says David? Okay, no, that's fine.
What does the other side say?
The other side says tonight. This side's never going to see the sun, though. It's always going to say not tonight.
Wow, we're so wacky.
Oh my God. I'm having so much fun.
So Emily's like,
Wait
well,
a
I'll tell
minute, I
you.
found something in this not tonight pillow. Hold on. It's a Subway sandwich. It's hilarious.
Oh, by the way, if not tonight is supposed to reference me being an awful person, guess what? That's tonight. Because guess what? I have to tell you because it's on my mind, but Jen called me. So we see Jen, a flashback of Jen calling Emily and saying that Katie said that the polygraph people were paid actors.
You know what, Jen? I get you not, if you don't want to be dragged into Katie's whatever, that's fine. But going from your best friend on the show to immediately turning around and calling everyone on the cast and be like, well, here's what Katie said. And Katie, and Katie's accusing you guys of You're coming across as a real dick, Jen. And I'm actually surprised because I like Jen. But
well, if you don't want to be in the middle of it, then don't be in the middle of it.
Yeah, and stop calling everybody and putting yourself in the middle of it and staying in the middle of it. You ding dong.
Middle
You're
Mary.
a bad friend.
That's what you are.
I thought you were a better friend than this. You're choosing Gretchen over Katie.
Hey, Jen, did you go to Middlebury College? Because as far as I can tell, you're in the middle. And you kind of look like a berry. So there. So Emily is like, she thinks it was like a setup, like I planned all this, that I had time on my hands. I mean, you literally put robes up, like you put you put curtains up and set up 2 different polygraph rooms. And also set up
and threw a whole Persian New Year's party to have
You had the
this.
time.
You
had the time, Emily. I'm sorry.
Time.
I'm sorry you had to put your Supreme Court case to the side that you were trying, but yeah, I think you had the time here.
Oh, also in the interview that Matt did with Stu, he said, oh, please, Emily's like a mall cop lawyer.
Mall cop lawyers need representation too. Innocence Project. So, and so Gina's like,
I mean, well, you know who would think that is like somebody who sets people up.
okay, I don't think Katie was setting people up. I don't think Katie's Machiavellian like that. So Emily's like, well, and by the way, the person who set up Katie was you, Gina, last year when you told Katie to bring up the Heather stuff on camera, and then you totally backed off of it and was like, well, you got to confront Heather, otherwise I have to. So
you also set her
you're
up.
the setter-upper.
You also set her up by calling Kiki Monique to come all the way to Mozambique so you could have this discussion about something that had nothing to fucking do with you, and then helped Emily with her stupid lie detector test party. Give me a fucking break with the setup.
And also,
you know who else says that they were set up? People who were set up. You dummy.
Yeah, you dummy. And by the way, next time, why don't you go to Kiki Monique? Why'd you drag her all the way down to Mozambique? You should go up to Hollywood. Jeez, go to Tartine like a real lady would. So, so then we go to more flashbacks. Okay, so we're back to the present. Emily's like, it wasn't a setup. Okay, just tell the fucking truth and you pass. But like you guys all failed your polygraph tests in some way, except for Gretchen, unfortunately.
Yeah, literally, and she lied. So there you go. So then
she lied in her life test, not her polygraph.
So Emily gets a ding, and she's like, "Oh, hi, Luke," and he's like, "Mama, let me take Toko on a walk." And she's like, "Dad's not home. When he gets back, you can ask him." And he says, "No, I'm doing it now." It's like, "No, Luke. Oh my God, he just hung up on me. I can't believe he's doing this. He's trying to take the dog on a walk. What does this mean about Luke?"
He refuses to listen. He talks like a baby.
My son is taking the dog on a walk. Do you know how difficult this is? I can't with Kate. I cannot with Emily. Just can't. I'm sorry.
He refuses to go to school, and I'm like, I'm sorry. Like, I don't know what to do. I'm like,
what am I supposed to do? Just stay home all day and not go to Flirtilly?
Just stop answering the phone. If you know it's your kid to get a call every 2 seconds, just stop answering. I know you probably should answer the phone, but just don't. If it's an emergency, tell the kid how to leave a voicemail. So Emily's like, Luke is very attached to me, and if I leave the house, he gets so upset, and then I feel like I should just leave and go be with him. And then I think, is that the best thing for him? For me to just never do anything else of him? You wonder why he talks like a baby? Maybe you should stop babying him, okay? Drop him off.
Make him go to school.
And be like, bye.
Make him go
See
to
you later,
school.
sucker.
Seriously. Or if he's not, hire a really stern tutor or something to be there at the house and make him do his work anyway. I mean, he's taking off. Listen, I used to do it all the time. I would be like, I'm sick, Mommy. I just want to be with you. I did it all the time. So maybe that's what maybe it's me projecting a little bit of my stuff onto this. But I'm like, come on, stop crying because your son would rather not. You know who else would rather not go to school to hang out at home all day? Every kid.
Everyone.
Every kid.
Just grab him, put him in the car. Yeah.
And drop him. Drop him. Drop kick him into the school.
I understand. Parenting is complicated, and especially if he is on the spectrum, there's like added, there's added things to that. But also, it sounds like you're babying your kid, and then you're like, he talks like a baby. Well, he's very attached to me. Why does that happen? It's like, because from everything you've told us, it sounds like you're babying him. So,
Yeah, we've gotten
don't do that.
We've gotten some messages from people with autistic children or children on the spectrum and stuff like that. I'm not even commenting on that. I have no idea medically what's going on with the kid. Emily doesn't know yet either. She doesn't know yet. So that's all still up in the air. So I'm not like making fun of that or saying, here's how to deal with an autistic child or anything like that. I'm solely commenting on Emily's behavior. Like, to me, Emily's behavior is just so overdramatic. She's always crying about something. She's always turning something into some huge deal for TV. And from what we've just seen, the kid wants to take the dog for a walk. Like, I can't with you, Emily. Like, I'm not going to sit here and cry in a store over your kid wanting to take the dog for a walk. Do you know how many parents are begging their kids to take the dog for a walk?
Yeah. Either way, it sounds like a difficult situation. So Emily is like, I just don't know how to help him. I'm so lost. And Gina's like,
I know. Like, where's Shane right now?
So I guess Shane had to go pick up Annabelle. And he couldn't take Luke because Luke refused to go along as well. So Emily, and then he starts to FaceTime again, and she's like, Luke, can you please just chill for a minute till Dad gets home? Okay, I don't know what to fucking do. Listen, you say, Luke, if you fucking call me one more time, I am going to put on some Kenny G very loudly, and that's all you're going to hear at home for the next 7 days until you will go to school.
Kenny G.
It's the old Kenny G.
Be careful
strategy.
what you do, because that kid could grow out his hair, start perming it, and like learning to play the electric flute or whatever the fuck that guy played.
Would it be so bad? So wrong with that? It's not a terrible fate for the kid.
So Emily is talking about how hard it is on her marriage because she wants to parent in one way and Shane wants to parent another way, and they're going to get divorced over it. And it's all of their energy is spent on Luke and Luke's need. And they're basically just roommates living on this house, navigating these kids. And do you know what we call that? Some of us call that parenting. But she's like, there's no joy in this. There is no joy on this. He won't eat a sweet potato.
Here's what I did not love about this moment was when she said, like, we're getting to a point where we're going to end up divorced because I don't know how to parent Luke. He doesn't know how to parent Luke. And then we fight each other. If this kid sees this, and if they do divorce, it's going to be that's not going to be good, because the whole thing is that, right, like in divorce, you don't want the kids to feel like it's their fault. And she's literally on TV saying, like,
yeah,
we're going to divorce because we don't know how to deal with this kid. I want to do the kid this way. He wants to do the kid this way. And we don't know what to do with Luke. So we're going to get divorced. I mean, like, this is not good to have on the permanent record, I would have to say.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think that that's a good point. And that's my problem with Emily. It's the way she's navigating this whole thing with her kid. Whatever's going on with her kid, how Emily is handling it on TV is really, really bad for this kid's future. And, you know, you can make the argument for a lot of other housewives and how they've dealt with kid issues and stuff on this show. And I mean, I guess you could take that case by case, but in this case, it's Emily and she sucks at it. It's really hard to watch.
I mean, I
And I feel
actually
for the
respect
kid.
the transparency of it all. Like she is struggling with her kids, and I do want authentic things on this show. And I think that is an authentic, true pressure that she's feeling. And I think it is hard. Like all snark aside, I think it's like she's in a very hard situation because for whatever led to this point in their relationship with their child, like that's just where they are now, and they're trying to deal with it. And so I enjoy the transparency of it all, and getting a peek into her personal struggles and what she's dealing with versus like oh, I've got like a sandwich in my purse. But that being said, like it's one of those tough things where it's like I want authenticity, but then you cringe that like about what damage she might be doing in the long run to her child, if any.
So then we go over to Katie and Matt, and oh, by the way, the ladies are crying in the store. Shanna's like,
Come on, honey, come here. Can we just get a pillow that says, go to school? Let's get that pillow.
so we can go to Katie and Matt's house.
By the way,
and
put the dog in the car, and next time Luke wants to walk the dog, you just trick him. He goes into the car like, aha, guess what? Now you're going to help me pick up Annabelle. Congratulations, Luke. You just use the tools. Use the tools that you have. Use that dog to your advantage.
I guess I just didn't have that many options as a kid. It was like, Ronnie, if you're going to stay home, I have to leave. I'm not leaving you alone. We're getting your sister from school. I didn't get to be like, no, I don't want to, and then do whatever I wanted.
Yeah, same.
I got a fly swatter to the head and shoved it in the back of the car. Okay? Like
there was no option. There was no option.
I don't get this, like, you know, I don't get it.
There's not like the please, will you get in the car? It was never, there was not a single please ever. There was no, it was get in the car, you know? I mean, I was a good kid, so usually they didn't have to say things like, my parents didn't have to say things, but like, you know, there was no option. It's just like your parents told you what to do and you did it.
And yeah, I mean, I didn't, but there were wars over it. It was never just like, do whatever you want, Ronnie, sure. So at Katie's house, she is sitting with Matt, and they're talking about what a clusterfuck this all is. And I kind of feel for Matt because he's just like, oh, hi, my wife's home. And she's like, here's what's going on with the ladies. And you just see him like dying inside. He's like, oh, Jesus. So he's like, what is happening with Jen and Ryan pretending like they didn't hear it? You know, like, do you know how many three-way calls I've been on with Ryan and Slade talking about what they told us at dinner? I mean, look at the amount of calls. So he shows his phone. And he shows multiple calls from my spicy Asian with a little chili pepper thing on it. And apparently Katie entered her name as my spicy Asian on his phone. She said on X, Twitter. And and then we see a call from Slade. Hold on, let me see. I screenshotted it so I could.
Someone online screenshotted also that Slade's texts were like, in case people are wondering about the authenticity of what Matt was saying, it was like clearly Slade had sent Matt Tamara's IG story saying that she'd quit the show. So like definitely Slade was talking about Tamara. In case there was any like
the
doubt.
missed calls thing. So Slade called Matt calls Slade. And then Matt calls him back and then talks to Katie a couple of times and then calls Slade another couple of times. And then there's a missed call from Slade. So I don't know what the damning thing is, except that the guys have been talking, you know, about
it. It was enough that people needed to get on the phone and have discussions like in a fury. And like that does not seem like someone would be like, oh, whatever. This is stupid. This is like, no big deal. That like I think you have those big conversations if there's like a cover up. If it's like, what? No, like Gretchen never said that, then it's like, oh, okay, like whatever. Well, it's just stupid Tamara. She's just trying to stir up shit. But the fact that there's all this conversation, to me, this is a smoke and fire situation.
And Matt's like, well, 43 minutes on March 10th. I mean, just shooting the shit with Slade, really? Like, who wants to sit with
how long
Slade
can I
for
talk about his
43
crooked
minutes?
penis for? Yeah.
And he says, you don't think he's trying to manipulate this? I mean, 911 he puts on the phone. He essentially said Gretchen is going to deny it and Katie needs to hold the line and stay with Gretchen. And I said, I got a hold of Katie. I told her what you told me and she'll stay with Gretchen. Okay. So that he originally agreed to go on the plan, go in on this plan. So Katie's like, yeah, Slade alerted Matt and Ryan about this whole naked wasted situation while we were in New Orleans. And I think he was trying to cover his tracks. And he thought by telling Ryan and Matt, he would control Jen and I. So, God, this shows my brain scrambled. So Matt's like, yeah. And whenever I've hung out with Slade, it's always him telling us how he started Housewives. And someone sent me a clip where he talks about, oh, if Joe's not on, then I'm not on. And then we see a flashback from the reunion in 2016 with Andy going, Slade, can you understand why some people think you're a media whore? And he's like, no, I mean, you should remember that after the second season, I made the decision not to continue on the Housewives. I made that decision. He's like, well, Joe wasn't a housewife anymore, so there was no place for you on the show. And Slade's like, correct. Got such a douchebag.
I think Slade, I guess, is Slade trying to imply that it was like he told Joe not to go back or something like that? Like, I don't know. Like, he is so stupid. Like,
no,
Slade is awful.
He's implying that it was like he was the main cast member and it was his decision not to come back on the show. He's so ridiculous. Right. And we know this is true because when we met Slade 10 years ago, this is exactly what he was telling us as well. Oh, I created the Housewives and, this was all my idea. And he even told me, I mean, if it wasn't for me, you guys wouldn't even have a job, really. What would you be talking about? I mean, I started this whole thing. Like, oh, okay. Okay, buddy.
Yeah, Slade did, sure. So Matt's saying, every time we've ever been anywhere near Slade and Gretchen, it's the same stories over and over and over and over again. And Katie's like, yeah, let's make you hate the person that we hate. Yeah, they're out to bury Tamara. Right. And then Jen just left you out to dry. Yes. And that's honestly the most hurtful part of all this is my dearest friend is like, I didn't hear it. And neither did Ryan. And Matt's like, they were there. She's like, I just miss Jen. I know it's stupid. Jen, that is. She's very stupid. I know she's stupid. But I just do. I do. It feels stupid missing someone so stupid. But call me a stupid person. I miss her.
And she's like, I just don't know. I didn't do anything to Jen. Why would she do this to me? I just can't figure it out. Because you keep trying to drag her into drama and she doesn't want the drama. She doesn't want your drama,
Yeah.
I think Katie ultimately we've said it a million times. Ultimately, this is on you for going and telling a blogger in the first place or a podcaster. I don't know why we keep calling her a blogger.
Well, also,
on this show, but
there is a fable. There is a moral to this story. I mean, it is Boy Who Cried Wolf, which is that, again, there's a few times earlier this season where Katie was caught in stupid lies that were inconsequential, but enough so that now when there's something big like this that happens, she just doesn't have credibility. And that's kind of on her. Again, I'm Team Katie, but she's
saying been, I lied, but I only lied because they told me to lie. But now I'm not lying. But I am kind of lying because I didn't tell Kiki Minogue the other thing. It's too many things of I'm lying, but I'm not lying, but I am lying, but I wasn't lying, but I'm lying now, but I'm not lying now, but I was lying then.
Yeah, it's like, oh, well, I was recording you, Shan, but I only showed this. But I didn't say it, but yes, I did do this. Or It's like it's too much.
So then we go to Jen, and her sons are coming to beach day, which is, I still find it so funny that she named her son Dawson. I don't know why. I just think it's so funny that Jen's like, I really love that guy. He was just so nice to Felicity.
She probably did name him Dawson from that show.
Of course.
Yeah.
Is Dawson even a name that people name people other than that? I don't think I've ever known another Dawson.
I'm thinking if I know any Dawson. I don't know any Dawsons, but, to be fair, this is also the same show that gives us Chanel, who's Heather's friend, spelled Shanel. I'm shocked that Heather is friends with someone who misspells Chanel. This is Chanel. She's the Canal Street version of Chanel because she's spelled with an S.
I thought you'd get along with Gina.
Pretty much. So they're all gathering, and guess who Tamara has brought? She's brought Joe. So Joe is back again. Tamara's really trying to do weaponize Joe, and it's not totally it's sort of working. Not really though. Not to the effect that she wants.
Yeah, especially because the first time Gretchen saw Joe, she went up and gave her a hug and told her hi. So it's like it doesn't seem to be working, but it's working better today because Gretchen sees Joe and she's like,
oh, why would she do that again?
and then just kind of gives her the cold shoulder.
Yeah. So, and Tamara's like,
Whatever. Whoever my friends are, I'm my friends. I'm not here to please Gretchen Rossi.
so they're all gathering and they all are going to go play some volleyball. The boys
Jen's like, my sons are here.
lessons.
They're going to show us how to play volleyball. Okay, well, while they're teaching us volleyball, how about we teach them not to sign hundreds of thousands of dollars in student loans for each other because their parents are nincompoops, okay? How about that?
Yeah, that's a good.
Let's
that's a
share
good
some
idea.
knowledge, those poor kids. I was like, run, Dawson. Run away.
Yeah. So then Shannon's like,
Well, I am just gonna grab a piece of cheese instead of playing sports. okay, I'll play.
so it's volleyball and it's fun times and they're all doing it. They're all talking about like, I'm Sporty Spice. I'm Posh Spice. I am Posh Spice. Okay, how hilarious. I'm just your best friend, Heather Dubrow, Posh Spice. So
what did Emily
that
say?
all
What was
happens.
Emily's big joke in here? I forgot. She's like,
Disheveled
I'll tell you
Spice.
what is it?
Disheveled Spice.
Shannon is disheveled Spice. Please get Emily off this show. I don't know how many times I need to beg you fucking people. Get her off get her off of this
It's
show.
It's done.
I can't
So-
take it.
So then they all sit down and then Jen has provided them all gifts and they all open up their boxes and it's like supermarket croissants, like the small size ones too, mini croissants. And she goes, well, I'm on a budget.
And Gretchen just goes, what's the point of this?
Because they don't even know what to do with the croissant.
I love
Like-
that
Do
you're
we wear it as
frugal
a
and
hat?
responsible. I love it.
So Heather is like, okay, everyone, something really cool happened. I went to a bakery and had a full-size croissant, much better than this one. So I just want to say, I've been out in the world. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Well,
Thank
I
you.
did order it and stare at it, and then I left it alone. So that was fun. But
I
listen,
actually-
huge. Go ahead, Ben.
I was going to say, I loved this story that Heather had to say because it had a twist that somehow, well, I'll explain. Everyone, Katarina got into so many schools. She got into Emerson, she got into Chapman, she got into UT Austin, but her dream school, the school that was so hard for her to get into, was USC. Shannon, did you hear that? USC. She really wanted to get into USC. And she was like,
Oh, USC. Oh, well, I have no pull. It's a very exclusive school. And it's very, very difficult to get into. So good luck getting in it.
well, she got into Yale. She's going to Yale instead. I love that because it was like puffing up Shannon to be like, your school is the amazing school, the Grail school that we all want to get our children into. And then Shannon gets all excited and is like, oh, yes, USC. And Heather's like, I'm going to one up you now. Yale. Sorry. Haha.
Well, actually, what kind of cracked me up is that Shannon's attitude when she said that cracked me up because she goes, you know what? Her dream school is USC. And Shannon goes, I have no pull. Like, don't even fucking ask me. I'm not going to the bat for your fucking daughter, Dubrow. Okay. I still have your monologue running through my head every single night before I go to sleep. If you ever come for me or my family, she's like, I've got no pull. Please don't ask me. And she's like, don't need it. She's going somewhere better. Yale. Oh, she's not going to be going to University of Spoiled Children? That's still a good one, bitch. Shut up, Kelly Dodge. You're also running in my head every night before I go to sleep. God, I hate that woman.
It's also, by the way, it's such a strange like selection of colleges to choose from. Like Chapman, Yale, UT Austin. It's no shade to any of the schools, but it's sort of like all over the map in terms of like different types of schools and different tiers of schools. I don't think that there was ever any serious consideration about those other schools. I think it was always going to be Yale, and I think Heather wanted to like seem like a little humble. And I just love the rope-a-dope on Shannon on this one because it's like I just feel like she lifted Shannon up into thinking like her school was like the one. It was the reach. It was so hard. It was out of place, and then it's just like, oh no! But she got into a much harder school. So yeah, I'm leaving your school behind in the dust.
Am I surprised the cat got into Yale? Absolutely not. Kat is just one of those kids who are all better than Shannon's kids. And am I sad that she's going across the country? Of course. Am I glad that she's going to be away from the influence of Shannon? Of course. But I'm thrilled for her. And I'm thrilled that Shannon got to go to her lesser school all those years ago.
And I'm so happy for the kids that do get to go to USC, whether through their own merits or through the Felicity Huffman style of getting into USC. I'm happy for them. But my kid's going to Yale.
Well, I'm going to say I got some good news, too. Sophia's got a first boyfriend. I think he ate somebody. It was in the lyrics of a song she wrote.
Oh, and did he go to Yale? I'm sorry, I'm still in my Yale moment here, and you're trying to one-up it with a boyfriend. And my daughter got into a world-class institution, but that's okay.
I'm sorry, I said Yale, not Yell. Okay?
Well, if I could tail end on that, Sophie met a guy, and she really started to fall for him. And last night, he ended it, and she was in tears. So she flew.
I'm like, Shannon, why are you crying over Sophie's fling? She's sitting here crying, and she's like,
so she flew in for the weekend. And she's going to come here pretty soon, so I'm excited for you to see her. Really, really excited for you to see her because I think, as we all know, nothing makes us feel better than seeing the youth of America be heartbroken.
Oh, I'm so glad to put a tail end button on this flood of good news about our children. Sophie got dumped, so that's been really rough on both of us. And,
sort of the way USC got dumped by Katarina when she chose Yale, a better option. Right, Shannon?
This was so good. She's like, so Sophie just got dumped. And Heather goes, oh, this is a good news Friday. And they're like, Heather, Jesus. And she goes, no, I mean, it's good news that she's coming to visit her mom. That's what I meant. It's like everything Heather says today. You're like, what the fuck is going on with Heather? Well, because this is good news.
This is good news. 2 broken hearts come together and become 1 full heart. That's great news. Or they're just 2 broken hearts all in just 2 heart pieces on the floor. Either way, my daughter's going to Yale.
I'm so happy to hear someone from an inferior school was heartbroken. Katarina will know that she made the right decision. She'll know.
Well, I'm sure Sophie has many more beautiful options from the men that she met when she was going to Princeton, for instance.
No, she went to, I think, she went to a school in Texas.
Oh, sorry. I guess it's my daughter who's going to an Ivy League school, not yours. Apologies.
I'm sorry. I was thinking of Ivy League. Sophie's more bowling league. Okay, let's get to that. Was he a bowler? Was this guy a bowler?
Sorry, Shannon. Ivy League is not a nursing school league where they teach you how to put in IVs. Sorry. I know that some of your other children here are on that path.
So Tamara's like,
oh, yeah, I mean, I get that. Breakup's good news, huh?
And she goes, good news Friday. Say something good. Okay, Shannon's miserable as usual. So who else has something else? And Emily's like, oh, Shane's dad came home from the hospital. So that was good. We pulled the lie detector test on him. Turns out he was lying about being sick in the first place. Motherfucker! I made him eat 8 figs.
Well, he had a severe liver infection, but he's doing well and he's coming home today. And then
he was so happy I gathered the whole family and did a striptease for him. I will never forget Emily's first season of like, Shane doesn't find me sexually attractive, so I'm going to do a striptease school for his father in Las Vegas. For the fuck that thing was.
Well, no, because she was going to do a striptease for Shane, but then Shane backed out, but his parents went instead.
So she did it for her father-in-law and her mother-in-law.
Oh, God. She should have been gone after that. Let's be honest. She's whatever. So Emily's like, I have not seen Shane cry many times in our 16-year relationship, but his dad being ill and dealing with Luke and Luke's needs, it was just way too much at one time for us. So for his dad to come home, it makes me happy. It's a win. You know what would be a really good news Friday? The new cast for season 19 of this show, season 20 of this show, and Emily's not in it. That's good news Friday.
Yeah, replace her with Perry. That's what I say. So
Or a
Gina's
parrot.
like,
Okay, I got good news. Sienna Rose did a character counts award this morning for being the kindest little girl in a class. So that was nice. She showed up and gave everybody aspirin and a Mediterranean cookbook.
We're really having diminishing returns on this Good News Friday. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I guess coming home from the hospital, that's good news. But I think I just are there just I just want we need to work on this good news. I'm just like, your daughter getting kindest little girl in her class. That's nice, I guess. But do you personally have good news in your life? Like, not your daughter's life? So Joe's like, well, my husband and I, Taryn, have officially decided to try and have a baby. 44 and trying. Here we go. Oh, great. So I guess in about 20 years or so, or 18 years, that baby will be applying and not getting into Yale. I'm so happy for you.
I'm so excited for you to ask Shannon for contacts to that inferior U.S. whatever.
University of spoiled and also stupid children. Right, Shannon? Right? Elbow nudge.
Hi everybody, I'm Britt. I'm here too. So, my good news is going to be really good news every day, not just Friday, because Matt's here. And I could not imagine my life without Matt, or his kids in my life, or even my life. And it was just a really scary moment because he almost let me in a heart attack, but he is still here. He's still here. And Shannon's like, oh, it is just so amazing, the relationship that you two have. Wow. Someone can stand Gina. That is just... incredible. Do you take any kind of drugs, or do you use earplugs? How do you do it?
How do you do it? I always told David, even though we are parting, I would love to have a good relationship with whoever is new in your life. So next time you're walking on the beach with some slut, invite her up. I would love to look at her slutty face and her slutty outfit and see, this is who you left me for? And then I'd serve her some quinoa.
Well, guys, I've got good news too. Thank you so much for giving me the time, by the way. And thank you so much for everybody not eating your croissants in front of me and waiting till you get home. But Tamara and I sat down and we had a conversation. And this woman who's been nothing but vile to me now for 2 years, I've forgiven, while not forgiving Katie, who's done nothing to me. So can I get a round of applause? That would be great. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much.
She's also wearing her own tracks. It's all good, everyone. Her own tracks. Oh, well, now she's wearing a croissant. Okay, well, baby steps.
Oh, yeah, this hair's it's hanging off me, girl. Do you have any extras, Tamara? I'll take it. Oh, isn't that hilarious? Isn't this so fun?
Well, the question is, what do we do? And points to Tamara and Gretchen. What do we do with you two? And Gretchen's like,
oh, well, I keep asking the girls, should Tamara and I just talk? Or, do you think we need a meditator? What do we need to do?
I don't need a meditator. I'm just confused because I asked you, do you ever say that you had to go to the hospital? And you said yes. She goes, no, I don't remember saying that. And if I did, then I misspoke.
Oh, you misspoke when you said,
that's
but
funny.
I did have to go to the hospital because I just felt so sick.
But you literally said, yeah, I mean, I misspoke.
Liar. While we're excoriating liars, can we kick her out? Kick her out.
I just misspoke. Which, by the way, also, to be fair, lesson to Katie, next time just say you misspoke. It's the oldest trick in the book. Oh, well, I misspoke.
Yeah.
Just do it as fake accountability.
Yeah.
You're technically taking accountability, but you're actually
I didn't leave the show. I'm just spending some time with my family, but I'll be back. So Tamara's like,
yeah, what the hell? You said yes. Okay, she didn't misspeak, whatever you said. So English is stupid. Okay, I don't even know. You told me in New Orleans you went to the hospital, so which one is it?
And Gretchen's like,
no, that's not what happened. I did not go to the hospital. I remember saying that I was so sick that night that I probably should have gone to the hospital, but that was the extent of it.
And then we see a flashback of her, lying. And so then Tamara is like, well,
Katie said Slade and Matt called Matt. Wait, Katie said Slade called Matt and said, we can't talk about this. What about that? I'm going to start nodding my head very quickly. What about that? What about it?
And Gretchen's like,
that's not true. That's not what happened. Okay, you can call Slade. And Tamara's like, so she's lying about that too? No, well, she's been lying about a lot of things, Tamara. And it's literally crazy that you think that.
Yeah, so you're lying. Fucking liar. So then they go, is this where they go talk by themselves? Yeah, so they go to talk alone, and everybody's watching them. And Jen's like, oh my God, she looks so fiery. Why did she bring Joe? Is she really good friends with Joe? I don't really get it. And Gina's like, well, but that's not the spirit of Good News Friday. Well, yeah, well, maybe Tamara doesn't have any other friends. I mean, it's Tamara.
So Tamara's like,
You know what, Gretchen? I don't understand why my name keeps getting brought up. She's like, out of all people you could bring, like, why do you bring Joe? She's like, does it bother you that she's here? I mean, it's more about, like, what your intent is.
No,
well,
I'm sorry.
Do you think I brought her here to go after
intent. It's intent.
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 Intent?
Your intent?
You think I
More
brought
than
it here
your
to go
intent?
after you or what? She's like, well, I just think that maybe not bringing the person who is maybe Slade's ex is the best thing because we've had issues, with Slade's exes. And she goes, oh, I didn't even go that deep with it. I mean, it's just so, some girl, you say Slade or whatever. I just thought maybe I would bring her. I had nothing to do with that.
Then we go back to the table and Heather's like, I have such a weird place in all of this because when I joined the group, they were friends. We hung out. I was much wealthier than they were back then. And now, flash forward to now they're not getting along. I'm still wealthier than them, but now I've got a daughter going to Yale, and it's just a weird place for me to be in right now.
Yeah. So Gina's like, oh my God, Gretchen was at Tamara's wedding. Was she a bridesmaid? As if they didn't watch every episode of this show before they came on. And Heather's like, no, but I was a bridesmaid. It was interesting. I still smell Vienna sausages being passed around. Is that a weird memory?
Tamara, let me ask you this. Do you feel any remorse for anything when you said that I was cheating on Jeff?
And then we see flashbacks of Tamara with her like gumdrop hairstyle back then, where it was like hair that would like have a plateau.
Gumdrop hairstyle. Wait, what did you say? I didn't mean to cut you off. I thought it was
no, because her hair it was like flat on top, and then it would like cascade down and go like a little wider. It was like she had like a blonde hair gumdrop on her head. It was that look for a while in Orange County. It started in like season 1 and lasted through season like 14.
I saw you sitting on a guy's lap at the St. Regis. But does that mean I'm having an affair on Jeff? Well, you kissed him, and Jeff is in the hospital, so... That's what I saw. That's what I saw, Gretchen.
Tamara, when you called Slade a deadbeat Ned...
And then we see the deadbeat dad thing.
I'm sorry, Gretchen, but Slade was a deadbeat dad. Okay, so I pulled this up from the ever so trustworthy People magazine, which I think that's pretty trustworthy in this world, right? Let's see here. Where is it? The mom is saying that there was, in terms of child support, Smiley owes $152,655.27, according to a court order obtained by People at the time. So what does that mean? If he owed 152 grand, according to court orders, and he didn't pay it, wouldn't that make him a deadbeat dad? I'm extremely confused about how we're defining this now. The mother also told People she created a GoFundMe to help with costs for Grayson's memorial, as well as to pay for his existing medical bills. She received donations from the two Teas in a Pod co-hosts. Slade and Gretchen can keep the money that rightfully belonged to my child, but they cannot shamefully capitalize on his sweet memory, as I will no longer permit it, and in death I will be his voice, she said. Enough is enough. So I don't know. If you don't want that shit being spread around, then talk to that lady and the court papers that says that Slade owed that much money.
Literally don't care, and I think at this point it's such old news, and the fact that Gretchen's bringing it up is so stupid. So Gretchen is like, she's like,
you literally started saying these things from the very get-go, making accusations that like weren't even true. And she's like, yeah, but there were articles about him not paying child support, so I mentioned it. Like now there's no articles about him.
Like, why do you guys keep talking about Slade and the child support? Like it's been years. Like we all know.
Slade Smiley has faced multiple court orders for child support, with his ex-partner Michelle claiming he owed blah blah blah. Reports, yeah. So I mean, I don't know.
What we do know. Here's what we do know is that. What we do know is that at the heart of all this bullshit, everything is Slade. it's always cool because then Tamara's like,
well, you have to remember that 13 years ago, Slade was on stage calling me fat.
and then we see him doing his stand-up where he's like, you know, if B.F. Goodrich issued a press release said that Tamara Barney is replacing the Michelin Man as their mascot. Okay.
Yeah, and then God, he was just hilarious, wasn't he? And Gretchen's like,
yeah, this is a problem because we go back and forth. Okay, so let me start with this. But you don't even let me talk, Gretchen. Okay, then, but let me start with this. But I can't talk about it. Well, let me start with this. Man, what? I can't talk. But I'm just saying, let me start because I'm sorry for reaching out to your daughter. It's like, oh, okay, you can start then. You can start. You can start.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I did that because I know that it hurt you, and that was not my intent at the time.
And so then over at the table, Shannon's like, well, I hope that Gretchen can get to the point where I am, which is I just have total indifference to Tamara. Like I am so indifferent. Like when I see Tamara, do I get angry? Nope. Do I yell at her? Nope. Do I want to throw little cubes of cheese at her forehead? Nope. Because I want to have those for myself.
I am totally indifferent. Shannon, indifferent Bador. That's what I'm known for, being indifferent and not emotional.
Yeah, but I feel like you go back and forth because in New Orleans you're friendly and you guys go to a bar, but then in my house you're indifferent. Well, what is it, Shannon?
But it must be difficult for you to talk the line of having fun with someone you have history with, and it's like, wait a minute, I gotta be smart and protect myself. I get that. I'm a person of the people. It's easy for me. Television's Heather Dubrow.
So then back to the other two. Gretchen's like,
Well, I was hoping that you could come to the table and say, Gretchen, I'm sorry I got involved. And she's like, well, we haven't even gotten there, Gretchen, because you won't let me talk. What about you let me talk about something? Okay, I'm going to talk now. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America. That's not anything to do with what we're talking about. Let me say what I want. My turn to talk, bitch.
So Tamara's saying that she's like,
I did not call him a deadbeat dad.
which of course she basically did. And Gretchen's like, yeah, what you talked about in your podcast is the same as calling him that. Like that was the intent of it and everything. She's like,
Well, first of all, I can't control what gets put on the podcast. IHOP puts together all of our headlines. IHOP stitches together all the words that I say. I can't help it. They had me walk in and they had me do the entire phonetic alphabet and then they just type out the entire podcast. It's not my fault.
that was so crazy, blaming iHeart. It was literally on your podcast. What are you talking about? And so Gretchen's like, well, you could say you don't want to talk about it. She goes,
Why would I do that? I don't like you, Gretchen.
okay, do you want to move forward or not? She's like,
Well, yeah, I want to move forward, but I can't dwell on the past, Gretchen, okay? Like, you're obsessed with the past. You're so obsessed with me. Hi, Joe. Hi, Joe. So, yeah.
I know, right? Right. So Tamara's like, yeah,
What's it going to take for you to let things go?
and Gretchen's like,
Okay, I'm not going to let go like what you did because that caused like so much pain and hurt to both like Slade and I in our lives because like when you put out that Slade is a deadbeat dad, like when Slade tries to get work and help support his family and to help his son, back in the day, people would just like Google it and look it up and be like, Slade is a deadbeat dad.
I'm like, I actually guarantee what stopped Slade's employment opportunities even more was the stand-up clip that they just showed, and him calling Vicky Miss Piggy, and also just his general behavior on the Real Housewives as being awful, as he's been awful to all of us for so many years.
Yeah, he's gross. He's a gross person.
Because if you do a search for Slade Smiley, you're gonna find a million comments and a million items and a million articles talking about how no one likes Slade Smiley. Everyone's like, oh, get rid of Slade Smiley. Slade Smiley is gross. Slade Smiley is disgusting. That is what's affecting the employment opportunities. So,
and back in your day, you were saying that you wouldn't marry Slade because he had too much debt and all this other stuff that was going on and he wasn't working. So Slade has never been working since you've known him. So why are we pretending that Slade was this like rich guy with a job when that hasn't happened since season 2? So I don't know.
He also like, he basically gave up like corporate life to follow fame, right? He started trying to be an actor or trying to do stand-up and comedy, and then he's like shocked that he can't just like insert himself right back into like the corporate world.
Or has he even tried?
Maybe I don't know. I mean, I may have all my facts jumbled up, but I can't imagine the deadbeat element is the only thing that's preventing him from getting work. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. And also, if anybody looks it up, it wasn't just Tamara saying he was a deadbeat. It was because he wasn't paying his child support. There were multiple court orders against him. So, I mean, it's like, that's also searchable, Gretchen. So, and I can't believe you're making me stand up for Tamara, but like, seriously, my God, you're with Slade, and Slade is the ultimate worst on this show. Slade even started all this shit that they're fighting about right now. You know, Slade has always been a problem, and he's always going to be a problem. He got you fired the first time, and he's going to get you fired the second time.
So Gretchen, when Gretchen said like that Slade has not been able to get work because of what Tamara said, Tamara goes,
wait, so I stopped him from getting jobs? It's like, yeah. I wasn't aware of that.
At that point, Tamara's like, I won. I did it. I won this war. I can forgive now. We can put down our swords.
Well, if you would have told me that I won this argument years ago, I would have stopped you. It's got stupid. Okay, come on.
I'm sorry.
I'm going to put my knees up against your knees. Okay, now listen here, Gretchen. We're like sisters, right, Gretchen? I'm a good friend, Gretchen. I love you so much, Gretchen. I'm so glad we're friends now, Gretchen. Can't wait to braid your hair and comb and brush it and tell you how much I love you, Gretchen. We're best friends now.
I don't want I said to affect your life in any sort of way, Gretchen. Knees to knees touching. Okay, we love each other now.
And Gretchen's like,
but it still is, and like we're gonna work through all of it then, and I'm willing to move forward.
And basically, they agree that they're going to move forward, and they're going to be friends, and now they're going to hold hands and come back to the table.
Wait a minute, hell just froze over. Pigs are flying. Pigs in a blanket. Out of my purse and into my mouth. Wacky Emily.
Well, look at that. Now I'm going to be the asshole of the group. I guess I'm going to be the one holding on to a grudge for Tamara.
I'm like, that's exactly right. You thought that was not a consideration. Like I've been saying, yeah, Shannon makes it about her, but to be fair, she's also making it about her because she knows, like, ultimately everything that Tamara is doing is part of like a larger war against Shannon. So Gretchen is just a pawn in that.
Yeah. So she's like, wow, well, if Shannon and Gretchen if Jen and Gretchen, if Gretchen and Jen want to resolve multiple years of issues with Tamara in a 10-minute conversation and then skip along the beach like 5-year-old sluts, then that's fine. I've been there and I've done the skipping off too. I'm not going to do it anymore. Hoop, hoop. Hold on, let me make my lips into the hoop noise. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, so you made up? Oh, oh.
Is this step one, or are there going to be multiple steps of making up, or are you guys just gonna say that you're good and put a Band-Aid over it and just isolate me in the group and make me look like the bitch and run me off the show? Because I just want to prepare myself mentally. Thanks so much. Thank you.
To Good News Friday, we're taking step 1 in going to Yale.
The producer's like, do you think it's going to last?
No, I don't think it's going to last.
And I was like, their relationship is like what my career on this show should have been. 2-week shelf life. That's it.
So now poor Sophie arrives at the beach. Her mother has just told everybody that she got dumped. So, of course, Emily comes in with the softest hand. So before you got here, Shannon told us you got dumped by a hottie. Sorry, stupid. Want to pig in the blanket?
In the spirit of it takes a village, you're here with all your wise elders and the very elders, Shannon. Anyway, we're going to help you out of it because we're going to tell you all our worst breakup stories, and we're going to start with Gina.
She's like, your mother's got 5 from just last week alone.
Yeah, I don't know if Sophie needs the worst breakup stories. I mean, her mom's Shannon.
Yeah, she's had enough breakup stories. Jeez.
She has perspective.
Just give the kid the croissants in a box.
I know, right? So Gina's like,
well, I would say that like my worst breakup story was like my divorce, but it all landed where it was supposed to.
And Tamara's like,
yeah, okay. Joe, what was your worst breakup story? That dude Slade? Oops, sorry.
And Joe's like, yeah, you don't want to know my story. And we see the flashback of her and Slade breaking up in therapy.
And now there's like, well, I was in middle school once and I had a boyfriend and he broke up with me on a soccer field with his whole posse of guys. By the way, he's gay now and has never worked in the industry. It's humiliating, mostly for him.
Yes, I was standing there on the fields of Horace Greeley High School being dumped by a gay man, and I thought, how sad for you, because I'm going to grow up and be wealthy, sending my child to Yale, and you're just going to be a gay in New York who somehow doesn't make it on Broadway. How terrible.
I remember I was so obsessed with this wrestler, and he had a Bronco, and I loved his hair so much that I got tracks to look just like his hair. And he had a Bronco, and Heather's like, I mean, the Bronco alone. What is a Bronco?
Oh, Terry and I just bought one of
train?
those. We just actually bought one of those. Football team. God, I'm so impressed you dated someone with a football team also.
So I went to a house party, and I was like, it's a small town, so we're just gonna have sex. Oh, that's what happens when you're from a small town. I'm from a small town too. That's what we do too. Big towns people don't have sex like that, but in small towns we do.
Wait, so you had sex? You had sex with like a wrestler? Sophie, do not listen to this whatsoever.
And she's like, yes. And then, he had his friend take me home, and, then I had sex with a friend. And then I was like, do you think he still likes me? And then the friend was like, I don't know. So it was a really great night for both of us.
Sophie, okay, Sophie, you can go home now. Don't listen to Auntie Jen anymore. Thanks, Sophie.
I had a boyfriend back in the 80s. He was so hot and everything, and he dumped me. He had a girlfriend and stuff. So I had the key to his house, so I went to his house, and I got his favorite leather jacket, and I stabbed it with a knife. I kept stabbing it and stabbing it. I said, fuck you, fuck that, fucker. And then I was leaving out the garage, and I was standing there with the knife still held above my head, and he opened the garage, and he drove away because he saw me standing there with the knife.
It was so funny. It was so funny that I kept my hairstyle from that day for the next 20 years of my life.
So then Jen...
Love gumdrops.
So Jen's like, you showed him. And so they're all just laughing. And Shannon goes,
Someday, Sophie, you're going to sit at a table and you're going to laugh about your breakup stories with another group of toxic women too.
Here's to Sophie getting kicked out of a party one day for lying about something. Everybody,
Good News Friday.
And then we got the mid-season trailer, which featured zero Katie. So it looks like she is done and done. Katie did say that she will be going to the reunion, but I think that's it for Katie for the regular episodes. She's done.
Yeah, looks like that's a wrap on Katie. But the rest of the season still looks insane. So let's see. Of course, the Gretchen and Tamara truce lasts about 5 minutes, as we all suspected. So I guess we'll see. We'll see where it goes. You know what?
We'll see.
That's it.
Everyone, thank you so much for being here, and we will catch you on the next episode. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bitch. Bye, bitch.